everybody and welcome to Monday's spelling and handwriting lesson. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend and are ready for a new week of work. So before we get started, let's have a look at the Spelling Shed champions so far this week.
So let's celebrate our Spelling Shed champions so far this week. The top class again is 4B, so that's the second week running. Well done everybody in 4B. In second place is 4M this time. Third place is 4S and fourth place is 4EP. I wonder if this leaderboard will change again for next week. So let's give everybody in 4B another whole class dojo point for being top of the leaderboard on Spelling Shed. Keep it up, 4B. Now let's have a look at the top spellers in each class. So well done to Simapri in 4B for being their top speller, Riley T in 4M, to Isabel PL in 4S, and well done to Tyler W in 4EP. Again, I will give each of you a dojo point for being top of the leaderboard. Keep it up, guys.
So when you're practicing your spellings this week, it's important to do little and often. This means a little bit every single day. This is much more effective than doing just a great big lot of spelling homework all in one go.
So we're going to start off our spelling video again this week by looking at some key vocabulary that you're going to need for today's lesson. So down this side of the screen, you can see some of the key vocabulary that you're going to need. You've got noun, root word, suffix, and adjective. On the other side of the screen, you can see the definitions for those words, but they're all jumbled up. Some of these words we had in last week's spelling video, so it should just be a quick check to see if you can match up the key vocabulary to its definition. Pause the video now, then come back and we'll just check how you got on. So let's have a quick check to match up the key vocab to its definition. So as you know, a noun is a person, place or thing. A root word is the most basic version of a word onto which a prefix or suffix is attached. A suffix is a group of letters that go at the end of the word that changes its meaning. And adjective is a word that describes a noun. So here is the suffix we're going to be looking at in this week's spelling videos. It's OUS, and it sounds like us. So our learning objective today is to investigate the suffix OUS, us. So now let's look at the suffix OUS in a little bit more detail. When you add this suffix, it changes nouns into adjectives. For example, the noun is danger, and adding the OUS to that noun changes it into an adjective, a describing word, so dangerous. Listen to my sentence using the adjective dangerous. Can you work out what the suffix OUS might mean? So here's my sentence. Standing next to a river might be very dangerous. Standing next to a river might be very dangerous. Well, did you manage to spot it? That's right. The suffix OUS generally means full of. So in the sentence that I just read out to you, standing next to a river might be very dangerous, it means that it would be full of danger. Sometimes words that use the OUS suffix don't have an obvious root word. They do have a root, but often it's rooted in another language like Latin or Greek, so it's not familiar to us and we don't really recognise it. So when this happens, you have to just think about how the word sounds instead to help you spell it. So for example, in the word tremendous, there's no obvious root word here. However, saying it out loud helps you to spell it. So if we segment it, tree, mend, us, we can hear the us sound, so we know it's the suffix OUS. Now for an example of a root word that is easy to spot. So this is an our turn. We're going to have a bit of a practice together. Can you spot the word within a word? Remember, you are listening or looking for a root word. So if you've got the word furious, can you spot the root word? Pause the video now and write down the root word. How did you get on? That's right, the root word is fury. So adding the suffix OUS to fury changes the noun into an adjective. It means full of fury. So in a sentence, it might be, my teacher was furious, which means your teacher was full of fury. Luckily, there are some rules that help us when adding the suffix ous. Rule 1 is that you simply add ous. Remember, this changes a noun into an adjective. So, this is a my turn. I've got the noun danger, and all I have to do is just add ous to turn it into an adjective. So danger becomes dangerous. So now it's your turn. The word is hazard. This is a noun. Can you change this into an adjective by adding the suffix ous? Have a go. Pause the video, write down what you think it is, and then come back and we'll check it together. The word that you should have written down is hazardous. All you have to do is just add ous to make the adjective. So if I put the spelling word into a sentence, the river was hazardous, it means that the river was full of hazard. Right, let's have a look at rule 2. So this says that you change our to or, then add ous. Let's look at how that works in practice. So the word is glamour. Remember, that's a noun and we want to change it into an adjective by adding ous. So the word glamour ends in our. So the rule says that we have to change the letters our to an or, and then we add ous. Now it's your turn. Can you follow rule 2 to change humour into an adjective, adding the suffix ous? Pause the video now, write down what you think, and then check that with me. So, humour changes to humorous. We get rid of the our, we change it to an or, and then we add ous. So the noun was humour, and we've changed it into an adjective, humorous. So let's move on to rule number 3. So this says when the root word ends in an E, you remove the E and you add ous. For example, the root word is the noun adventure. You remove the E and you add ous to make it into an adjective, adventurous. So again, there's one at the bottom here that's a your turn. Can you turn the noun fame into an adjective using the suffix ous? Pause the video, write it down, and then come back and check. That's right. The noun fame turns into the adjective famous. We've got rid of the E and we've added ous. So this is the final rule you need to know this week for adding the suffix ous. Rule 4 says if the root word ends in a Y, you remove the Y, add an I, and add ous. So in the my turn example, you have the noun fury. It ends in a Y, so you remove the Y, add an I, and add ous to make the adjective furious. Now it's time for a your turn example to try here. You have got the noun luxury. Can you turn it into an adjective by adding the suffix ous? Pause the video now, write it down, and then come back to me and check. That's right. The adjective is luxurious. We've removed the Y, we've changed it to an I, and we've added ous. I have put all the rules together on this side of the screen, so you can use them when you're doing your next activity. Okay, this is a your turn. I want you to look at the root words. You've got envy, virtue, poison, and odour. Can you turn these nouns into adjectives by adding the suffix ous? Pause the video now, write down your answers, and then come back and we'll check them together. Good luck! How did you get on? Let's check them through together. So the first noun was the root word envy. So you should have written envious. It follows rule 4. You remove the Y, you add an I, and you add ous. The next noun was virtue. To change that into an adjective, we have to follow rule 3. We remove the E and we add ous to make virtuous. The next one was poison. So all we have to do here is to follow rule 1. We simply add the suffix ous to make poisonous. And finally, we have got the word odour. So this one we have to follow rule 2. We change the our to an or and then we add ous. So odour becomes odorous. I hope you got on okay with those. And we haven't forgotten you, phonics spellers. Here are some of your spelling words for this week. Can you say them out loud? What do you think your sound of the week is? Did you manage to spot your sound of the week, phonics spellers? We've got chop, chain and chip. So here, the C and the H have come together to make the digraph ch. So you've got ch, op, chop, ch, a, n, chain, and ch, ip, chip. Okay, phonics spellers, here's a your turn activity. Try copying down your spelling words for this week and making sure you underline the ch digraph in each word. You can see here a list of your spelling words for this week: chip, chair, chain, chop and church. As a further challenge, can you think of any other words that use the same digraph? Pause the video now and have a go.
So let's start our handwriting section of the video with a bit of a warm-up to get our hands ready. So for this, you're going to need 2 pens or 2 pencils. Off you go and get those now. Okay, so first you're going to need 1 pencil or a pen. You're going to put it on the desk in front of you and you're going to pick it up using your thumb and your first finger, then your thumb and your second finger, and so on. So we're going to start putting it up and putting it down. Once you've done that a couple of times, have a go with your opposite hand. So again, with your thumb and your first finger, your thumb and your second finger, and so on. And have a go at doing that a couple of times. Now for the tricky bit, so you need 2 pens or 2 pencils, and you're going to do it at the same time. So your thumb and your first finger, pick it up, put it down, your thumb and your second finger, your third, and your fourth. See how fast you can get at doing that. Then you should be ready for your nice joined handwriting.
In our handwriting today, we're going to start looking at the long ladder letters. You've got L, I, T, J, Y and U.
So the first long ladder letter that I'm going to do today is an L. So an L is an ascender, so it starts at the top of the line. So it starts at the top all the way down with a little flick, so we're ready to join. Let's have another go. Start at the top all the way down with a little join. Have a go at doing some of those now. So let's have a go now at joining the L. So we start at the top for our long ladder letter, we go all the way down, and then we're practicing our curly caterpillar for the A again. So we go up, back round on ourselves, and the P now for lap goes up, and a P is a descender, so right down to the bottom. Don't take our pen or pencil off, back up the same line and round. Let's have another look together. So we start at the top for our ascender, for our long ladder letter, down, up for our curly caterpillar, back round on ourselves for our A, and then the descender all the way down to the bottom, back up and round. Pause the video now and have a go at joining the word lap. And then the second long ladder letter that we're looking at today is the I. So an I starts at the middle of the line, down with a little flick, and then I take off my pen or pencil and I give it a little dot. It's not a football, so it's just a little dot. I've also flicked it at the bottom so it's ready to join when we start that. Let's look again, all the way down with a little flick and I dot it. And then the word that I'm going to join with the I is the word ice, so we can practice our curly caterpillar with our C and our E. So we start at the middle, don't take our pen or pencil off. For my C, back round on myself, and then the loop of the E. As you can see, all of my letters are exactly the same size and distance apart. I just need to dot my I. Let's have one more turn together. So start in the middle, down, our curly caterpillar C, back round on ourselves, and the loop of the E, and then I give it a dot. Pause the video now and have a go at doing your joined handwriting at home. That's the end of your spelling and handwriting video today. I'll see you all again soon. Bye!